We have the ocean here to cool down, and at the hotel we got the pool, so it's been really nice.
Nice if you're by the ocean. Finding ways to beat the heat as temperatures peak today. The record highs we could see in our inland and mountain communities.
And President Trump's sweeping tariffs are now in effect, hitting nearly 70 countries all across the world. What this could mean for your wallet.
I will graciously accept the nomination.
Imperial Beach has a new mayor. Why the appointment of Mitch McKay, though, is stirring up some controversy.
ABC 10 News at 5 starts now, featuring Melissa Masiha and Jared Aarons.
Good morning. It is Thursday, August 7th.
It's 5 o'clock right now. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm going to take a live look outside at downtown San Diego as we get ready for the heat, because it is going to be a hot one today. 66 degrees right now, and the temperature is only going to climb from there. Let's take a look at Chula Vista from Otay Mountain. We are seeing a little bit of fog this morning, which is kind of keeping things a little cooler, but it's not going to last for very long. It's 65 down in the South Bay, and the sun is going to come up in about an hour. Once it does, temperatures are going to skyrocket. Look, it's 59 degrees in Ramona right now. I want you to remember our overnight lows in some areas were in the 50s and low 60s, because you're going to wish for those kind of temperatures later today. Hour by hour along the coast, we are going to get up to possibly 80 degrees in some areas of coastal San Diego by 2 p.m. and it's going to stay that way through most of the hour. Those are our warning hours, I guess you will. We actually have heat watches and advisories that begin today, or rather began yesterday at 10 a.m. and they extend through today. Inland areas are going to get really hot. I mean, we could be close to 100 degrees in some of our inland communities, and we're going to see possible records all across San Diego, especially in our inland, mountain, and desert communities. Look at how close we're going to get, and even in places like Chula Vista and Escondido. And thousands of kids.
ABC 10 News at 6 starts now, featuring Melissa Masiha and Jared Aarons.
Well, good morning. Thank you for waking up with ABC 10 News. Today, the heat is going to peak, ushering in some record-breaking temperatures. We'll show you where it's going to bake San Diego and how some people are beating that heat.
And as those temperatures settle in, we know families are going to be heading to the beach and the pools to cool off. This morning, we follow through with this Escondido mom sending San Diegans a life-saving message after nearly losing her son from drowning. And breaking overnight, United Airlines flights back up and running this morning after tech issues forced a nationwide ground stop.
But we start with a look outside. San Diegans are waking up to a foggy morning, but a hot day. Enjoy the cool temperatures and the clouds right now, because if you live inland in our mountains or the deserts, you're probably already feeling the heat. You're going to feel it a lot more as the day begins. So let's take a look at our forecast this morning. And if you're dropping the kids off at school, I know La Mesa Spring Valley is starting school today. South Bay already in school. Your temperatures by 9 a.m. in the inland areas are already going to be in the upper 70s. We'll be near 70 along the coast. The coast is really the only spot today that will even feel remotely comfortable, because we are under some severe watches and warnings right now. An extreme heat advisory for our deserts, heat warning in our inland and our mountain areas. So we're talking about places like Poway, Escondido, Ramona, Alpine. Hour by hour along the coast, again, things will get up to 80, but it's not going to feel terrible along the coast because it's only 80. Inland areas, though, depending on where you are, you're going to be in the mid to upper 90s. And we could see some records broken today in some of our mountain areas, some of our inland valley communities, and even in some of our mountains. Here's your highs: 95 in San Marcos, 98 in Santee. Alpine's going to hit triple digits. Ocotillo Wells near 120 degrees. I'm just going to let that sink in for a minute. 120 degrees possible in Ocotillo Wells. So take all the precaution you need to if you're in some of those hotter areas. All this scorching heat is going to take a toll also on youth sports.
Last year, the state imposed new regulations that...
You're watching ABC 10 News.
It is 6:30 on a Thursday morning.
Let's go ahead and get you caught up on the stories that you're going to hear about throughout your day. United Airlines flights are back up and running this morning after a computer glitch brought the entire company to a halt for a few hours last night. The ground stop began just after 3 p.m. The airline says a tech issue with the system that balances weight on airplanes went down. More than 1,000 flights were either canceled or delayed. Here in San Diego, we're not seeing any major delays or cancellations.
Imperial Beach City Council selected its next mayor. They're choosing not to hold a special election, instead appointing council member Mitch McKay to take over. This comes after former Mayor Paloma Aguirre took her seat on the County Board of Supervisors earlier this month. Now, a lot of people at the council meeting last night wanted to hold an election. The council picked otherwise. McKay is expected to take the oath of office on August 20th and then serve the remainder of Aguirre's term, which ends November of next year.
The Gifford fire burning in San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara counties continues to grow. It's burned more than 96,000 acres. Right now, it's only 15% contained since it started on Friday. Nearly 3,000 firefighters are working this fire. Now, you may notice some smoke and hazy skies here in San Diego because of what we're seeing there in Central California.
You may also notice some foggy skies here in San Diego right now, especially along our coast. As we turn to our weather, this is a live look at the USS Midday, and there's a heavy cloud cover in the bay in San Diego. As we take a look at our maps, you can see it's keeping temperatures cool along the coast, but once you get further inland, things are starting to warm up. We're at 64 degrees in Carlsbad, 61 in Oceanside, Ramona just at 57. But then you look at like Palomar Mountain, which is already at 75, Mount Laguna, which is already at 70, Ocotillo Wells at 94, and you get a sense of what is coming for later today. We are under.
This is an ABC 10 News update.
Good morning, it's 8:27. I'm Jared Aarons. Thousands of kids are facing the heat as they head back to school this morning. It's the first day of class for the La Mesa Spring Valley School District. The La Mesa Spring Valley Superintendent David Feliciano says depending on temperatures, their schools will limit outdoor activities at lunch and recess. Now, all classrooms in the district have AC, and they will make sure students stay hydrated. Imperial Beach City Council has chosen to appoint council member Mitch McKay as the city's next mayor. This comes after former Mayor Paloma Aguirre took her seat on the County Board of Supervisors earlier this month. Some people had wanted the city to hold a special election. McKay is expected to take the oath of office on August 20th. He'll serve the remainder of Aguirre's term, which ends in November of next year. Let's get a check of that forecast. It's going to be a hot one. Here's Megan Perry.
We continue to have those fires burning to the north of us in Santa Barbara, the San Luis Obispo areas, the Gifford fire. That's the major one that's bringing smoke to the area, but also in San Bernardino and Riverside. Now, as we head into the afternoon, those smoky conditions, those hazy skies improve slightly, but then they worsen again as we head into tonight. Air quality is forecast to be anywhere from good to unhealthy for sensitive groups today. It is going to be warmer. The worst of the heat hits today. We're mostly in the 90s across the county, and even along our coast, we're mostly in the 80s. Forecasting a record high in Borrego Springs at 116 and Ramona at 101, also in the triple digits in Alpine. Meanwhile, Ocotillo Wells near 120 degrees today. And the Tiki Oasis, the largest tiki event in the world, continues today. Through the weekend, it's going to be warm.
A little bit of backup there on the 94 westbound heading into the 805 out of the East County. Also seeing some slowing there in the 52 west, 11 minutes from the 67 to the 15.
A San Diego scorcher is bringing some serious heat. I'll show you where we could see record highs today and when things will finally cool down. Plus,
it's a shock. Like, you just don't know how to respond in a situation like that. I mean, it's a parent's worst nightmare.
a young boy making progress 5 years after he nearly drowned. We follow through with his story that's now inspiring awareness and hope. And ICE agents arrest a woman outside of Chula Vista Elementary School. What witnesses say happened and what the school is doing to help those kids.
ABC 10 News at 11 a.m. is brought to you by Attic Shield, the attic and crawl space expert, shielding your home from the inside out. ABC 10 News at 11 starts now, featuring Melissa Masiha and Jared Aarons.
Hello and thanks for joining us this midday. My co-anchor Melissa Masiha is on assignment. Right now, San Diego County is facing some serious heat. So let's get you started with what you need to know about the forecast as we take a live look at the Hotel Del. You know, that's where Some Like It Hot was filmed. So if you do like it hot, Today is the day for you. You can see clear skies and almost scorching temperatures right now across the county. We are still dealing with a little bit of smoke from those fires up in San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara counties. You can see the smoke forecast up there to our north getting really bad. Down here, things aren't going to get that bad over the next 24 hours or so. Most of us are going to stay in the blue or green. A little bit of the yellow in some of our eastern inland neighborhoods. So if you're at risk, you might want to think about staying inside or wearing a mask, and then it fades out over the next day. Meanwhile, that heat advisory is in effect right now until 8 p.m. tomorrow for our inland neighborhoods and our mountains. The desert is under an extreme heat warning until 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Here's where temperatures stand, and they've still got a long way to go. Keep your eyes on Escondido, Vista, Oceanside, those North County areas, and see how much they change from right now to what our forecasted highs are going to be. Still another 10 or more degrees to rise up. We could be near triple digits in places like Poway, El Cajon, and Escondido. Even the coast is going to be above the 80s for most of it. Then we'll start to see some of the cool off over the next few days, just by about 5 or so degrees, and things will level off into next week.
Right now on ABC 10 News at 4, Chula Vista's new approach to cracking down on homelessness. Details on its talks with Caltrans to remove encampments in areas where it previously couldn't.
A road rage attack victim describing his harrowing story, which included the other driver going to his trunk for a metal bat.
Plus, the major repairs needed at a summertime staple in Vista, but the work could cost millions. The options the city is weighing.
ABC 10 News at 4 starts now, featuring Kimberly Hunt, meteorologist Megan Perry, and sports with Ben Higgins.
Welcome to ABC 10 News at 4 on this Tuesday. I'm Ben Higgins, in for Kimberly Hunt. Let's get right to the major stories making headlines today. Pretty soon, the encampments you're used to seeing along the main highways in the South Bay will be cleared out. Today, City of Chula Vista Mayor John McCann and Caltrans announced they're in talks to work with each other on removing encampments along the 5, 805, and 54 freeways.
We want to make sure that Chula Vista is clean and safe, and we want to make sure that we're allowing homeless to get off the streets and giving them services that they need.
Just last month, we told you about the City of San Diego's agreement with Caltrans. It's for a one-year pilot program to allow city crews and law enforcement to clear encampments on Caltrans property along local freeways. ABC 10 News reporter Danny Miskell was at the exit off Palomar Street and the 5 in the South Bay. She found out this is one of the first areas the city is planning to tackle.
I'm here on the northbound side of the I-5 in Chula Vista.
You're watching ABC 10 News at 4.
Welcome back to ABC 10 News at 4. Let's get to more of the big stories we're tracking today.
A trip to the grocery store turned brutal road rage attack when that other driver went to his trunk to fetch a bat.
He was going for up here. You can see where the bruising's traveling.
ABC 10 News at 5 starts now, featuring Kimberly Hunt, meteorologist Megan Perry, and sports with Ben Higgins.
We have seen, and what we haven't seen yet is what we need to prepare ourselves to be ready and defend our community.
Two local groups making sure that teachers trained to protect students and families from ICE. School is back in session, and we've been telling you about the concerns there will be immigration enforcement near or on school campuses. ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo shows the training happening tonight, making sure teachers are ready for anything.
Well, these types of workshops have been happening for years. This one, however, is focused on educators and the students they serve. Marisol Duran teaches high school age students.
Students are fearing. Coming back to school has been a challenge for many.
In addition to her classroom, Tuesday she'll also be teaching the teachers, offering a workshop for educators in San Diego.
He was going for up here. You can see where the bruising's traveling. Absolutely tried to cripple me.
An East County man recounting a road rage attack, what he says led to a driver approaching him with a bat in a grocery store parking lot. Plus, Chula Vista taking action on one of its biggest issues, the approach the city is taking to crack down on homeless encampments. And San Diego's Black Arts and Culture District once had 200 businesses. Now it's down to 30. How the community is working to change that.
ABC 10 News at 6 is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration. ABC 10 News at 6 starts now, featuring Kimberly Hunt, meteorologist Megan Perry, and sports with Ben Higgins.
We can no longer accept homeless encampments that are unsanitary, creating criminal activity and drug use in the city of Chula Vista.
The second largest city in the county taking major action on homelessness. Today, Chula Vista Mayor John McCann announced he's in talks with Caltrans to speed up the removal of homeless encampments. This based off an agreement the city of San Diego reached with Caltrans last month. As we told you, it allows city crews to clear encampments on Caltrans property along freeways. McCann says the city has begun working to allow Chula Vista's homeless outreach team to clean up encampments on freeway ramps, and it will include the 5, 805, and 54 freeways.
ABC 10 News at 7 starts now, featuring Kimberly Hunt, meteorologist Megan Perry, and sports with Ben Higgins.
We have seen, and what we haven't seen yet is what we need to prepare ourselves to be ready and defend our community.
Two local groups making sure teachers are trained to protect students and families from ICE. School is back in session, and we've been telling you about the concerns there will be immigration enforcement near or on school campuses. ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo shows the training happening tonight, making sure teachers are ready for anything.
Well, these types of workshops have been happening for years. This one, however, is focused on educators and the students they serve.
Right now on ABC 10 News at 11.
CBP says apprehensions at the southern border hit a new record low for the second consecutive month. But one humanitarian I spoke with says there's more to this story based on what he's observed.
Plus, an update on the CBP officer involved shooting at the Otay Mesa Port of Entry. What we're learning led officers to open fire. And another city in the county plans to clear homeless encampments along freeways. Which city is next to collaborate with Caltrans, following in the city of San Diego's footsteps?
ABC 10 News at 11 starts now, featuring Kimberly Hunt, meteorologist Megan Perry, and sports with Ben Higgins.
Activity at the southern border continues to evolve under the Trump administration, but as ABC 10 News anchor Max Goldwasser reports, not everybody agrees with the data that indicates a changing landscape.
New video shows the dramatic rescue by Border Patrol of two people entering the U.S. illegally in San Diego County. This comes as monthly apprehensions at the southern border hit another record low. But one humanitarian says it doesn't align with what he's seen firsthand.
Okay. Be careful here.
ABC 10 News at 6 starts now, featuring Moses Small.
Good morning. Good to have you with us for your top stories. It's Saturday, August 16th. We begin with the historic high-stakes summit between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. The two leaders met in Alaska for talks as the U.S. seeks a ceasefire in the Russia-Ukraine war. ABC's Christian Cordero has more from Anchorage.
President Trump is back in our nation's capital following a high-stakes meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. On Friday, the two sides holding a news conference and shaking hands after speaking behind closed doors.
I believe we had a very productive meeting. There were many, many points that we agreed on, most of them, I would say, a couple of big ones that we haven't quite got there, but we've made some headway.
Our negotiations have been held in a constructive atmosphere of mutual respect. We have very thorough negotiations that were quite useful.
It's
ABC 10 News at 8 starts now, featuring Moses Small.
Good morning. Good to have you with us for your top stories. It's Saturday, August 16th. We begin with the historic high-stakes summit between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. The two leaders met in Alaska for talks as the U.S. seeks a ceasefire in the Ukraine-Russia war. ABC's Christian Cordero has more from Anchorage.
Another high-stakes meeting Monday in hopes of a ceasefire between Ukraine and Russia. Details ahead of the crucial talks.
You know, when we see other gravestones that are damaged, you know, it's mind-blowing.
One local woman speaking out about the damage she says was left behind on her mother's gravestone, so other loved ones at this Bonita cemetery don't go through a similar issue. And the Padres digging themselves out of a hole, but not enough to avoid the sweep. Highlights from LA coming up.
ABC 10 News at 6 starts now, featuring Max Goldwasser.
A high-stakes meeting at the White House set for tomorrow between President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Max Goldwasser. The two leaders are set to discuss the results of Trump's meeting that happened on Friday with Russian President Vladimir Putin on the war in Ukraine. The conflict began in 2022 when Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The U.S. now trying to negotiate a peace deal between the two countries, but it is a complicated process. Jen Sullivan looks at what is at stake ahead of Monday's meeting.
Ukraine and the European Union showing a united front Sunday.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement addressing the video of agents detaining a parent outside an elementary school. Why they say the person was targeted. And the power of unity. Those who live near our nation's borders coming together as a sign of solidarity amid rising tensions across the globe. Plus, honoring local military heroes and their families. How an event at Liberty Station gave back to those who sacrificed everything.
This special edition of ABC 10 News starts now, featuring Max Goldwasser.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have more insight into the immigration detainment made Thursday afternoon, where officials with Immigration and Customs Enforcement are now pushing back, saying allegations that the organization targeted Linda Vista Elementary School are false. ABC 10 News reporter Jane Kim live in studio after speaking with the San Diego Unified School District and officials there to hear their response. Jane.
Max, officials with the district deny ever making allegations that ICE agents were on campus. Cody Pedersen, the district's board president, says the school has a single point of entry so they would know whether or not officials made it onto school grounds. All of this after a parent of a Linda Vista Elementary School student was detained by ICE Thursday afternoon. Families in the neighborhood near the school say the man was sitting in this red car waiting to pick up his kid from the school. In the video, you see 3 ICE agents approaching him. A witness shared this video with ABC 10 News. It shows 2 agents reaching in through the driver's side window and grabbing the man's wrists before removing him from the car.
Another high-stakes meeting Monday in hopes of a ceasefire between Ukraine and Russia. Details ahead of the critical talks.
You know, when we see other gravestones that are damaged, you know, it's mind-blowing.
One local woman speaking out about the damage she says was left to her mother's gravestone. So others at the Bonita Cemetery don't go through the same issue. And the Padres digging themselves out of a hole, but not enough to avoid the sweep. Highlights from LA coming up.
ABC 10 News at 11 starts now, featuring Max Goldwasser.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. We begin with the redistricting battle between California and Texas. The mid-decade push originally made by Republicans in the Lone Star State to gain 5 more seats now has the Golden State drawing up new maps to do the exact same. ABC 10 News reporter Ava Kirshner joining us in studio, sharing the concerns that San Diego Republicans have amid the political showdown. Ava?
There is a lot of frustration in this back and forth between California and Texas. The newly proposed maps for redistricting in our state could potentially cut down the number of Republicans from 9 representatives to 5, including local Congressman Darrell Issa. Let's take a look at what's at stake. There are at least 5 seats in California that could flip from red to blue.